Today, my Puff Pastry Pizza Pockets. Let's do it. The first step when making these delicious pizza pockets is to make our pizza sauce. So we want a few cloves of garlic. Just give them a little crush with the back of a knife, remove the skins, and just keep your garlic whole. And then you want to pop a frying pan onto the hob, turn the heat to medium, add a nice splash of olive oil, and you want to start by chucking in your cloves of garlic. Once your garlic is in the pan, we're going to need some tomato paste. Chuck a couple of heaped tablespoons of your tomato paste into the pan. Be nice and generous. We want this sauce really rich. Give it a good stir through, and you just want to roast off the tomato paste for about 4 to 5 minutes before we add the tomato passata. After a few minutes, the next ingredient is some tomato passata. Pour some of your passata into the pan. Not too much though, we want this sauce really nice and thick and rich. The next ingredient we want is some fresh basil. So chuck in some basil, give everything a really good stir through, and at this point you just want to season your sauce with some sea salt. Give it another good stir, and you want to cook out the sauce on a nice simmer for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Reduce it down until it's really nice and thick. And very quickly guys, if you can just give the video a thumbs up by hitting the like button below. And once you have a thick, rich, delicious sauce, you just want to pour that out into a bowl, and it's really important to let your pizza sauce cool down before we use it, or else it can melt the pastry. At this point, we just want to make a quick egg wash. So take a ramekin and a free-range egg, crack your egg into the ramekin, and give that a nice whisking up with a fork. Once your sauce is ready and it's cooled down, we're going to need some puff pastry. You can make your own, but shop bought is absolutely fine. Lay your pastry out onto a chopping board, and we want 2 sheets of pastry that are about the size of A4 paper roughly. At this point, quickly pop on your oven and turn it to 180 degrees. Start by spreading 1/2 of your pastry with some of your tomato pizza sauce. Don't go crazy, we don't want to use too much. Once you have some sauce on your pastry, the next ingredient is our mozzarella cheese. Just tear your mozzarella over the pizza sauce. Be quite generous with your mozzarella. And the next ingredient we need is some lovely fresh basil. We want this nice and rustic, so just tear your basil over the mozzarella. You can add any other ingredients that you have on a pizza, but this is a classic margherita. And to finish, we're going to need some Parmesan cheese. Grate over a fairly generous amount of your Parmesan cheese, and that's all the ingredients we need in the pastry. So just fold over the puff pastry, and you just want to spend a minute to crimp the edges of the pastry. Try and make it fairly secure, because the pizza filling does have a habit of bursting out of these pastries. Once you've crimped your pastries, give that a really nice brushing with your egg wash, and then pop your puff pastry pizza pockets into the oven, and we just want to bake those off for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're lovely puffed up and golden brown. Once your pizza pockets are ready, get those out of the oven and serve immediately, but do be careful, they will be hot. A great little treat, amazing at a party. You're going to absolutely love them. See you next time.